Okay, so if you are an American content creator, December 23rd came and went, and with it, it brought some what I consider absolutely devastating news to the creator community in the United States of America. And that was this complete and total dismantling of the drone industry in the United States of America. I want to talk a little bit about this DJI ban that occurred on December 23rd. And unfortunately, I've tried to give myself a couple of days to study this and make sure I'm not being reactionary. And I really think the more and more you look at what happened on December 23rd, the worse and worse it looks. And I think right now, I just wanted to make a video today that is really more about the harsh truths that we're going to have to face as content creators in the United States of America in 2026 and beyond with this ban and what it means for us. I do want to start off by pointing out I intentionally try and avoid politics on this site. I really want to go for creativity and the people that make money behind cameras and tools and tips to help them make their lives better. Unfortunately, you just can't always avoid politics. And I'm not going to single out any particular political party here, but it is very, very frustrating that a bill could come and completely dismantle an entire industry in the United States of America, and you don't even get a real reason or justification for it. We've heard there are security things, but if you actually study what happened with this bill, they passed a bill that said that DJI would have to undergo an audit to prove that they're not a security threat. DJI spent months and months begging for an audit, and the government refused to audit them. So they literally shut down an entire industry, and they didn't even have the nerve to actually be forthright and honest and tell us what these supposed security threats were. It's a complete lack of transparency that is very, very frustrating, and now we just don't know. And on top of that, this ban is total. It's not just for DJI, it's for any foreign-made drone part in the world unless it's made in the United States of America. Now, there have been a lot of YouTube videos going into specifics of the bill, and so you can go and look those up. What I really want to do is talk about what that means, the harsh truths that means for us as content creators here in the United States of America. And truth number one that you're just going to have to face is this: the cavalry is not coming on this. And here's where the truth gets even harder. If you look at where competitor drones are versus DJI, even if you go back to 5 years ago, if you look at DJI drones from 2020, around the time of pandemic, they are still miles above anything else out there in a competitor's way, and there's no American drones that even come close to touching it. And the problem, because this is a total ban, it almost seems like the people that passed this ban, they don't understand how manufacturing works. Because not only did they ban DJI drones, they banned every foreign drone and the drone parts. That means that motors are banned. That means that batteries are banned. That means that drone cameras are banned. That means any drone component is banned. So even if you had an American company that may want to use all American parts, but maybe bring in some motors from overseas, because that's how the global supply chain worked that America has created over the last 50 years, they can't do it. And what that means is now in America, there is no supply chain set up for any kind of drone or aerial platform. Even Skydio, which is an American company, they're having trouble with supply chains because they can't get the batteries they need because of this whole effect. So, you're in a situation that not only do you have to have companies start from scratch, the entire manufacturing process of drones, all the parts of it, the motors, the wiring, the engines, all that stuff, there are no factories here in America that specialize on that. So you're gonna have to build a whole industry from that, which I just don't see that really starting from scratch. Now, the only silver lining in all of this as it stands right now is the fact that they haven't banned the drones that are already existing in America, but I don't think we can bring new parts in. So that means that you have access to the drones you already have, you can still use them, but Lord help you, if you have a crash or a part breaks or a battery flips out, it's gonna start to become harder and harder to replace that. And what I would say to you, if you're out there, a harsh truth that I'm gonna tell everyone out there is if you are a creative person who makes money through cameras and you use aerial platforms like most of us do, you need to become aware of the simple fact that if you had anything that you were thinking of buying, do it right now. As it stands today, you can still buy things that are in inventory. And what you're gonna see is there's enough of a stocked in inventory that there are a couple of drones left you can still buy, and it'll probably be that way for about the next 3 to 4 months. But I do think in about 6 months or so, you're going to start seeing empty shelves for drone components. So if you are a content creator, this is the reality we're going to be living with. You need to take whatever drones you can get your hands on now and look at that. Best case scenario, these things need to last you at least 3 to 5 years as it stands right now. Now, the good news is the DJI drones that currently exist are really, really good. And if you can keep them flying, the image quality, the performance you get from them should be enough to get what you want to creatively get for the next couple of years. But this is a really, really hard thing because we have to just hope and pray that an industry comes up in America, and with all the parts being here, it also means that whatever drones come out of America are going to be years behind DJI, and more importantly, they're going to be way, way more expensive, and we still have to watch what the rest of the world is getting and not have access to it. And this is all based on some phantom security threat that no one will actually tell us if it's real at all. And as it stands right now, I have not seen or heard any concrete proof of any actual real security threat. So this whole thing is a mess, and it's completely phantom piece from what I can see. The other reason why this is so frustrating is that DJI products, and the ban actually ends up extending to all DJI products. And what really makes this super frustrating is we're right at this threshold in 2026 where AI imagery is coming in, and it is so much more important and it's so much more difficult than ever if you are a real visual creator to be competing against the onslaught of AI. And the fact of the matter is the tools that DJI produces for American content creators allows us to get that level of professionalism and content that allows us to, even on low budgets, to develop very, very high-end and professional-looking results. So to lose access to these things right as we're hitting this AI wave, it's a double slam. If you are a creator in America dealing with this oncoming slide of AI, and now you're losing access to some of the tools that allow you to get that peak and creativity and expectation of brilliance that DJI does give us, all that stuff is gone. So it's just a very, very frustrating situation. I would say go ahead and write your senators and your representatives, but let's be honest, if they actually knew what they were talking about, this bill would have never happened in the first place, or at least someone would have investigated this and given us a real reason why it happened. So my harsh truth for you is this. If you have any money in your account and you've been thinking about buying an equipment like this, buy it now. You will not be able to buy this probably in a year or so, and even replacement parts are going to be hard to come by. But hopefully what we can do is hopefully we can buy this, carry it out for 3 to 4 years, and either there'll be a political change, which allows these things to come back in America, which I hope happens, or maybe magically someone will figure out a supply chain and manufacturing situation that can start getting us some kind of comparable projects in America. But no matter how you slice and dice it, we're going to be pretty bare here on this market for the next several years in the United States of America while other countries go ahead. And remember, this ban's not just for China. It's for the entire world. Any company, if Italy comes up with a great system, they can import. Mexico, Canada, you name it. And I don't see the security risk here. How is my DJI drone or how is my DJI gimbal a security risk? Please explain it to me because I'd really like to know what that is. Anyway, guys, that's just the state that we are right now as a country, unfortunately. And it's one of those things that I feel this channel, I've always tried to be pretty honest and optimistic for the most part. And just dealing with the current frustrations, I just felt like I had to make a video just sort of explaining where we are. And I think the harsh truths all of us are going to be dealing with over the next 2 or 3 years. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Leave me notes and comments down below. And yeah, I'd rather keep on shooting. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.